Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hope you're doing fantastic today. Coming live to you from the new setup. So no green screen today. You can see everything in its true glory and true beauty. Don't have the office fully set up yet, but all the essentials are taken care of. Got my computer set up, got the trading set up, got the internet working, so hopefully the upstream today is good quality. We are testing out a different service. So anyways, guys, hope you're doing fantastic wherever you're tuning in from. Thank you for joining me for another episode of Breaking Bitcoin. Of course, I'm your host, Justin Wise, lead analyst at Kraken Cryptocurrency. And we've got some exciting stuff, man. You know, the title of the show is called Binance Maintenance, the Aftermath. And as we can see, just continuing on with the bullish trend. So apparently, it seems that the Binance upgrade was to update their market maker bots so that they could handle multiple pumps simultaneously. It seems that that's what's going on. So, all right, good to see everybody. I see people going on in the chat. Good to see you, Cruz. Good to see you, Jasper, as always. I see Gypsy Hill, Crypto King, Texas Blues wants me to take a look at Lumens. Not a problem, my good man. Turd Ferguson, good to see you as well. Matt Dan Durant. If I missed anybody, I highly apologize. Of course, Jurgen, it's good to see you, man. All right, so let's go over the entry stuff, guys. Of course, we talked about this yesterday. What do we got going on? Hold on, let me pop this up here real quick. We do have the MMO coin giveaway. We ended the t-shirt giveaway, so congratulations again to Chris for winning that. We're gonna get, I got that all ready to go, and we're gonna start our next coin giveaway, guys. So proud supporter of the show, MMO Pro, giving away 25,000 MMO. We're gonna give away 5,000 to 5 people. So this is live. You guys can go over to the website. Of course, it's always right here in the top of the banner as always, or go to freemmo.krakencryptocurrency.com. Same thing as always, guys. Don't need to register an account to do this. You can you can log in with any of your existing social media accounts and support the community. Join a Discord, retweet a tweet, all good, man. Just the regular stuff, guys. Just the regular stuff. All right, so make sure you guys take advantage of that. And again, if you guys don't know anything about MMO Pro, you guys can go to mmopro.org as their community, or you can go to mmocoin.pro. We've talked about them before on the show, and of course, proud supporter of the show. Let's see, man. We got some exciting stuff to talk about today, man. We got some exciting stuff to talk about, and I want to start us off. I want to start us off on the right. I want to start us off on the right track, but I feel I'd be remiss. I feel I'd be remiss if I didn't play this, because this seems to be the sentiment in the market. The ceremonial opening of alt season seems to be what's going on. Oh, man. And I've got, okay, I want to play this one, but I can't play the audio, otherwise I'll get in trouble. So there we go. So just imagine Phil Collins in the air in the night playing behind this. People have been holding on to their bags of altcoins for so long, and now it's coming. It's pumping in the air tonight. So you guys go check that out if you want. Funny stuff. As always, crypto Twitter being useful for memes and positivity in the overall down market. Okay, let's see here. What do I want to talk about first? Okay, so I want to talk about something that I haven't heard anybody else talk about, and I did pick this up. Let's go over here. So this is a little bit of speculation, and we'll go in and look at a little bit of the details of the letter. I don't want to get super dragged into a fundamental analysis of who said what, who did this, blah, 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 blah. But essentially, this is kind of this is actually some pretty interesting news. I don't want to read too far into it, but stuff like this I do pay attention to. Representative Ted Bund, who's a freshman member of Congress, sent a letter. He's a member of the financial board. And he sent a letter to Jay Clayton, the chairman of the SEC. Oh, great. Now that song is stuck in my head. Yeah, people that are holding their alts are probably still at a loss. That's true. Yes, they are. That's why it's always good to buy on confirmation of a breakout and not to dollar cost average down into a losing position in general. Again, dollar cost averaging down into losing positions terrifies me. I've never really understood the point of it. Now, it can be a powerful tool in the right hands if you know what you're doing, if you have clearly defined invalidation levels. The problem with averaging down into a losing position is that generally, more novice traders will do it, and even seasoned traders will do it because it's a bad habit. So if you, my recommendation is if you are in your first several years of trading, that you set a rule that you absolutely do not average down into a losing position whatsoever. Ever. I would set that as a hard rule if you have been trading for less than 5 years, because people are taught to do that generally. Unfortunately, they're taught to do that, and they end up using that as an excuse to always double down. They're like, "I'm going to get a better entry price, bro." No, you're just going to lose more money when your stop loss eventually does get hit. And the bad habit that entails is that you will move your stop loss down lower and move your stop loss down lower and think, "Oh no, this is the reversal. I better buy some more." Listen. You're going to lose a lot less money. Let's take any example. Say you buy Bitcoin at $3,700. All right. And you're thinking, okay, my stop loss is 3,500. Well, price goes down to 3,500 and you're like, you know what? I'm just going to double up, man. I'm going to move my stop loss down to 3,450. Well, then price wicks down below and consolidates at 3,500, and you think, well, I'm going to buy some more, and it just becomes a very, very, very bad habit to not have good risk management. Just take the loss when your invalidation level gets hit, when your trade has been clearly invalidated, because even if you get a better average entry, right? So you're going to be measuring the P&L. So again, back in that example, you bought at 3,700 and your stop loss was at 3,500. Okay, that's if you had doubled down at 3,500. So now your average entry price is 3,600, let's say. The problem is, even though the P&L is going to be less, like the percentage move from 3,600 to 3,500 might be less. So you might be lying to yourself and trying to convince yourself that you lost less money. But the problem is that you lost less on more money, right? You put more money into the trade. So losing 2% on $2,000 or losing 1% on $4,000, you see what I'm saying? It's the same thing. So anyways, let's talk about this. So Ted Bund, representative of Congress, sent a letter to SEC Chairman Clayton asking him for clarification on some of the SEC's rulings on cryptocurrencies. Are they securities? How are we using the Howey test? Do you agree with the previous statement made back in December that cryptocurrencies are not actually securities? So essentially, he responded back and he said that no. He's like, yes, I agree with the previous statement made. Ethereum is not a security. Bitcoin is not a security. And even though something can initially be a security when it is initially offered, due to the way that it could be traded in the future, that it might not always be a security. These rules and regulations can change. And essentially, he just how do I put this in very simple terms? He just confirmed the positive bias, I would say, that is coming from that from the general speculation on this entire issue. So the last time that we really talked about the SEC was them cracking down on AirFox and Paragon. However, the thing is, they've laid out a very clear path for ICOs to become legitimate. All they have to do is pay the fine, repay investors back the money that they had lost if they whatever the offered price was, which is going to be unfortunate. And one of the reasons why I said if a coin was ICO'd, it has a 99% chance of not making it. The reason why is because so many of these companies are underwater that ruling out a super massive run in crypto that does take the altcoins back to all-time highs. Now, I'm totally fine with 100, 200% pumps, but many of these altcoins have to pump 900+% to get back to all-time high levels, or to get back to levels at which they could most likely refund investors. Because again, most of these ICOs launched near their all-time highs, especially the ones that launched in 2018 or toward the beginning of 2018, right before the significant bear market began. So I think that they have a very large uphill battle. Now, that's not to say that ICOs launching now couldn't do something better, but really what I'm interested in and what I have my eye on, if we're talking about anything that's not Bitcoin, if we're not talking about anything that's not the majors that are clearly, that are not centralized entities, because you have a lot of coins, a lot of ICOs and a lot of altcoins that are centralized. So when we're talking about more centralized approaches to cryptocurrency, the only thing, what I've got my eye on are security token offerings. I think that is a good direction to move forward in. And I can see, although, you know me guys, I'm a trader by nature. So I try to leave a lot of the speculation to the curb and trade based off data. I like to base everything that I do based off data and not off my opinion and not off speculation and not what anybody else says. Like, for example, I don't really look at anybody else's analysis, except for just to critique charts and to give my opinion when members post charts in the technical analysis channel or in our Discord when I pop in and give my take on charts, just based off the way that I approach the charts from a technical perspective. But I don't really spend a whole lot of time looking at other people's fundamental analysis or technical analysis. Why? Because 98% of that stuff is just wasting time and speculating, and not spending that time improving a strategy that's based off data and that has clear invalidation levels and clear entry and exit signals. So, anyways, I'm gonna pop this link in the chat. You guys can go read this if you want. Okay, for some reason it didn't like that. Error. Try again. Maybe maybe it's too long. I guess it's too long. Okay, so I'll put it in the description to the chat, and I'll put it in the Discord right now, is what I'll do. There we go. I'll put that in the Discord. You guys can read that. So I read this earlier. It's not exactly what you'd call a fun read, but I do think it is interesting going through. So I do want to, let's see here. Boom. Okay, so this is his response to Ted Bundt, U.S. House of Representatives. Let's go down to the paragraph that I think is important. Okay, let's see here. Okay, I believe, and I quote, "I believe that the Commission has been transparent with the criteria used to determine whether a digital asset is offered or sold as an investment contract. The Dow report included detailed legal analysis applying Howey to the facts and circumstances specific to the Dow tokens." Additionally, as your letter notes, Bill Hinman, the director of the Division of Corporation Finance, delivered a speech in June 2018 that outlined factors for market participants to consider when evaluating whether a digital asset is a security. Moreover, in November, so I misspoke earlier when I said December, it was November. Moreover, in November 2018, they issued a statement on digital assets issuance and trading, which included details about how a company that conducted an unregistered securities offering through an ICO might remediate and move forward. So again, they have laid out a clear path for ICOs or anybody that did an unregistered security can move forward. But I think it's going to be difficult financially for many of these companies to do this. I think that it's going to be fairly easy for many of our larger tokens and pretty much all the tokens that did not ICO. I don't see a huge issue with them moving forward. Even Ethereum, because even though Ethereum ICO'd, the SEC has made fairly clear statements that Ethereum and Bitcoin and things of that nature that are sufficiently decentralized, even if they were technically offered through unregistered securities exchanges, or initially offered through an unregistered securities offering, are not securities. Now, Ethereum might be a sticky situation, but again, I think Ethereum, if they were to be put under the spotlight from the SEC, I think they are one of the few, things like Ethereum, things like Litecoin, things like your bigger coins. I think they're going to be able to pay the fine, remediate, and move forward in a legal fashion. And at the end of the day, You could stop people in one country from using them, for example, but you probably can't stop them from using them around the entire world. But we do have to understand that when we're looking for broader market adoption, the reason that we're initially excited about things like Bakkt in the first place, the reason that we're initially excited about things like NASDAQ futures in the first place, the reason that we're excited about the new liquid index, for example, is because that means broader institutional investment and broader and more, and honestly, just as important, broader retail adoption, okay? Because again, if you guys go back to my early videos from 2018, I've been talking about the process of how institutional money, of how significant price appreciation of new Bitcoin all-time high levels, how it is actually made in the market. And the way that it happens is that you have institutional investment companies like Fidelity, like TD Ameritrade, for example, Bank of America, all these different investment. Well, Bank of America is a bad example because banks hate risk, but you have these different custodians, you have these different services, you have these different investment firms that offer retail packages, 401ks, IRAs, different baskets of investments, different derivatives, all these kind of things. So you get institutional money in that establishes positions in whatever they're going to initially offer to retail. Once that is sufficiently established, once they have legality, once they have clear legislation from the governments, once they have clear legislation from the financial services sector. So for example, in America, we're talking about the Congress and we're talking about the SEC and CFTC, for example. So once they have clear regulation, which all this stuff happens, all these individual companies like Fidelity, example, they're already speculating on what the ruling will be if they don't exactly know. And they're already building their services and platform around what they expect or what they are gambling or what they know to be the intended outcome and the intended result moving forward. So, so this is why... Okay, so that happens. So institutional investment comes in and gets their initial investment. And then over time, as more ruling becomes clearer, they begin to chop up these things like Bitcoin and offer them as different investment packages, whether add-ons to 401ks or as part of a different basket or as part of an index or as part of a fund, for example. All that stuff can then be offered to retail. And then that initially in the long term, pushes the price up in a much more sustainable fashion. This is how the financial services sector has been able to drain the pockets of all middle-class Americans pretty much over the last century, because they have created these investment vehicles that they have taken all the money pretty much from America, all the money that should be going to savings and valuing over time, because ideally you should have a currency that grows in value over time as opposed to the fiat dollar, which decreases in value over time. But what they've done instead is they've created a pipeline that goes directly from the wallets of people and directly into the pockets of these financial firms that are creating these investment vehicles. And it's an incredible scam. But that's the reality of the situation. And the reason why all this happens, why all this investment whack-a-noodlery and tomfoolery occurs in the first place, and why we can even do what we do as traders, is because they have created a pipeline that moves money where it should be going from people, from work, from investment, from creating goods and services, from offering value, from all the stuff that should be happening. They've diverted that because that money should ideally be going into investment and savings. What's not being invested should be saved. And your savings should grow over time, because ideally you should be in an economic situation where you have a default currency that grows in value over time. Unfortunately, governments have devalued their base currencies so much because we're addicted to debt, we're addicted to war, et cetera, that we do have our base currencies devaluing. So to obfuscate from that and to actually fleece the public, we've created these investment vehicles. So that's exactly what's going to happen with Bitcoin. The problem with Bitcoin, I think that long term that we're looking at, obviously, is that Bitcoin itself is a currency that valuates over time, is designed to valuate over time. So, anyways. Just interesting to check out. Now, the last paragraph that I'm going to read, and we're going to hop into the chart. Sorry, guys. Let's see here. Oh, by the way, if you guys don't know, go to howiecoins.com. It's pretty funny. It's a mock ICO website. You guys didn't know about that. I've talked about that before, but let's see here. Okay, here we go. So your letter also asks whether I agree with certain statements concerning digital tokens in Director Hinman's June 2018 speech. I agree that the analysis of whether a digital asset is offered or sold as a security is not static and does not strictly adhere to the instrument. A digital asset may be offered and sold initially as a security because it meets the definition of an investment contract, but that designation may change over time if the digital asset layer is offered and sold in such a way that it will no longer meet that definition. Meaning, and this is legal speak, right? This is legalese. He's being wibble wobbly, but he's basically saying that, hey man, we might have said some BS before, but if these companies want to come out of the woodwork and pay us money, we'll probably be okay if they just go on doing their thing. I agree with Director Hinman's explanation of how a digital asset transaction may no longer represent an investment contract if, and this is where I'm inserting my own ludicrous hit into this. If, for example, they make a payment to the SEC, if, for example, purchasers would no longer reasonably expect a person or group to carry out the essential managerial or entrepreneurial efforts. Remember, and this is me, remember that what defines an investment contract or what defines a security essentially is anything that is sold and offered to the public based upon the fact that owning this particular thing will grow in value over time based on the management of the company offering the security in the first place or offering the thing in the first place or their entrepreneurial activity, right? So if I tell you, hey, you should buy stock in Samsung because I work for Samsung and it's going to grow in value over time because I'm a real hustler and I'm going to make Samsung grow. Okay, whatever I sold you would technically be a security because you are assuming that whatever you buy will grow in value over time based on my entrepreneurial or my managerial activities. That is the definition of an investment contract. Under these circumstances, the digital asset may not represent an investment contract under the Howey framework. So that's where I'm going to end that. I do recommend going and reading that because when you're looking at stuff that I think is important, when you're looking at understanding the framework that we're dealing here with cryptocurrency and getting a clear picture of how things are going to look in the future, I recommend that you stay away from things like arguments on Reddit or crypto Twitter or things like that about I don't know, random crap, and you actually like look at what bigger players are doing and you look at fundamental things. Okay, let's see here. Let's take a brief dive into fundamentals, and then we'll go look at price. Hi, I have a question. The ATR indicator, how much do I multiply 2.5? Depends on what I'm trying to do, man. Excuse me. If I'm looking for a stop loss, I recommend you use 1.5, depending on what time frame you're trading on. Generally, my your typical so the default that I have on Quadriga, for example, is 1.5 and 3. But I always like to, especially if I'm trading on the 8-hour or above time frame, at 1 ATR, I do like to take profit and move my stop loss to break even, right? Doesn't mean I'm out of the position because I'm waiting for confirmation on a higher time frame to exit the position. Say I get a bearish crossover, or the Heikin-Ashi trend turns bearish, or there's a moving average cross, whatever your exit indicator is. That's when you should be fully out of your position. But otherwise, you definitely have to have a level on the chart at which you take some profit and move your stop loss to break even. And once that happens, like that's the moment where every trader should be happy. Because once that happens, you've officially entered into a scenario where you cannot lose money. Remember, as soon as you click that button, you're putting your money at risk. You've entered into a risk-on situation. And you're not safe until you're in profit, but you're still not safe because again, so let's say you buy Bitcoin at 3,500 and price is now at 3,700 and you're thinking to yourself, all right, cool, I'm safe. You're not safe because you have not managed your risk yet. You haven't moved if your stop loss is still below your entry price, for all you know, you could go to sleep, you could wake up and price could have tanked to 3,400, you've lost money. So you do need to, at some point in time, you always need to have a level on the chart where you take profit, whether that's 50% or 30%. I recommend 50%, but whatever, define something that works for you. This is just my personal strategy. And move your stop loss to break even. Because then the question is like you can sleep easy, okay? You've taken profit. It doesn't matter if price pumps another 20%. Again, that's not the way to look at trading, okay? Trading is not about catching every move. There's no magical trader out there. There's no magical indicator out there. There's no magical level of analysis that will let you capture every single movement. It's impossible, okay? What you need to do is develop a strategy and a system where you can make money consistently over time. This is about the long game because again, as I've talked about before, most individuals that try to make trading their full-time activity fail due to a number of concurrent reasons. The stress from relying. So trading can be a reliable source of income. Okay. Most effectively, if you don't need the money from your trading account to cover your basic costs of living. If you are able to have your basic needs, your rent, your utilities, your bills, your cell phone, your food, you're able to have all that covered from an alternative source of income, whether that's your primary job or your side hustles or whatever, then you can allow the money in your trading account to grow and you can earn more through compounding interest over time. Again, you should always be looking at a venture in trading over a 20-year period of time is what I recommend. You're not doing this to get rich in the next 5 years. You're trading so that you can retire at a young age, at a relatively young age, or you can work until you're 70 and still not have enough money to retire. Eli Back, thank you so much for the $5, man. Thank you so much, bro. He says, greetings, my guy, Justin. Can you please check EMC2? Keep on keeping on. Of course, man. We will take a look at EMC2. We will get that added to the schedule as soon as we get over here. All right, so let's blast through our fundamentals. When we look at coinfarm.online, 49%. 49.6% to the long side, 50% to the short side. Honestly, guys, nothing super exciting still. And we'll get into this when we get to the charts. We will take a glance at vcdepth.io, but I'm just going to tell you guys right up front, none of this is affecting my trading decisions at this point in time. If we do look at vcdepth.io, we do see a bullish MDR. Okay, we do see a bullish MDR. However, so today being March 12th, we did have a nice decline and then a movement back up. So if you were trading based off MDR, we haven't reached a peak of MDR. We reached a peak of MDR here. So MDR is still below a low. If MDR were to go up here, then that could be considered it would classically be considered a stronger buy signal. But right now we do have about 5.26% positive MDR within 5% of price. So not too bad. We do see buys have been on the steady rise up here, and overall rising open interest, but still price remains in a level of consolidation. We have clearly defined support and resistance, which we really are waiting to break for a positional directional trade. However, we can begin setting up for one right now. Again, I've talked about this before, so really nothing's changed with my position. We took a long scalp up to the upside last night, right before I went to bed. Took profits at 38.70. Took profits at 38.70, exited the position at 38.55 because that was my defined risk level. So out of the position right now, I do see prices going up a little bit. I'm not overly concerned with it. We're coming up to my entry for my short position in the first place anyways. All right. That's all we're going to look at. Let's get to the charts, guys. I want to talk about charts. Okay, we'll close that out. We'll close this. Let's go to the schedule and add EMC2. Okay, hold on. He says, so not for short, multi-turricam. Can you explicate on that a little bit, man? What do you mean? Yeah, it's the same, whether you're going long or whether you're going short, you should manage your risk the same way. What's the URL for this data? R. Terrencial asks. I put it in the Discord and I'll put it in the description of the video after I'm done. I can probably do that now, but honestly, until I upgrade my computer, if I open up another browser tab, it'll probably crash the whole system. No, but if you go to discord.crackencryptocurrency.com, I just put the link in the general chat, man. And again, it'll be in the description of the video. K7 Jixer 1000 says, did you get into that? Did you get in on that Civic pork blaster? No, I didn't. So listen, I'm in the process of moving. So I've been able to, I've pretty much only been able to focus on BitMEX. We do have, again, I have my alerts running for my personal trading. So we've taken advantage of some altcoin trades. But overall, which is unfortunate, but just the position in the market, or just the position of my life right now, I'm doing a lot of moving. I'm going to be really busy over the course of this week. But BitMEX is being good to us. Esmo, yes, I am. Are you just having a lucky day, or has your ISP finally worked something out? Ideally, so listen, I do see that I've only had a 16% frame drop, and that was 30 minutes ago. So yes, I have figured something out, especially with the new area. Yes, charts. Long. Thanks, Jasper, for taking care of that. I'm probably not the person to ask. I could probably bring somebody in to ask. All right, let's see here. So let's look at the tether chart. All right, so we talked yesterday at length about the importance of $3,800. Again, that's the critical area to be watching on the chart. We had a nice little movement down last night. I know, again, a lot of people, and this is just unfortunate, man. A lot of people attempted to short this movement down. And again, it's just the wrong thing. We talked about 3,800. So the correct move is to short the breakdown of 3,800, not to short down the movement to 3,800, which is currently acting as support, especially on the higher time frames. Again, we went over this yesterday. We went over where is the point of control, where is the EMAs on the higher time frame, where is the Ichimoku on the higher time frame, and whatever level of support or resistance that you're using. It's also horizontal as well. So the correct movement is to short the confirmed breakdown of 3,800 because, again, that foreshadows a fairly low movement. Again, I don't believe that 3,652 will hold. I don't really believe that 3,400 will hold. We do have, however, there is an argument to be made there. So looking at 3,400, we do have two relatively equidistant lows that have roughly the same horizontal level. There is going to be a lot of trap liquidity there. So I can see the argument for a long trade, whether that turns into a scalp or whether that turns into a positional trade, and a tap and a grab for liquidity below 3,400. But I will feel very safe. I will feel very safe being in a short position on the confirmed breakdown of 3,800. Because again, I don't see 3,650 holding. We've already tapped that area twice. It's weakened as support. So that level is pretty nonsense sauce. It's not going to hold. I don't think that this level is going to hold 3,560. But again, I don't really see any reason to look at that level on the chart. I mean, the important levels are 3,800, 3,650, 3,400, and 3,200. Anyways, from a horizontal perspective, which again is what I base most of my, which is again, as I think should be one of the first elements in your analysis. So looking at the upside, we also have that same level, guys. We have that same level of liquidity that we have tapped and registered as resistance. We did see a slight grab for liquidity, not an impressive, super massive Bitcoin grab for liquidity like I do like to see, like we see up here, for example, or like we see right here, or like we see right here, even though this didn't really lead to nothing. I feel bad, for all those individuals that had to sit through that. Most of them probably exited here. Most of the individuals probably bought here because they didn't have their limit orders here. So this is where aggressive market buying started to begin. And most of them probably exited here and just gave all that liquidity right back. But just looking at that area of 3,650 would be the logical place to buy. So anyways, price coming down a little bit last night. Not really an impressive movement, to be quite honest. And not really an impressive movement to the upside. Alt season, I mean, alt's really doing the kicker of the movements here, guys. If we look at Wada Atar, for example, we can just see that volume is relatively flat and falling off, confirming the reality of consolidation. So we go back to just what I've said for a while. Let's go to the BitMEX chart. Let's go to the BitMEX chart. Anyways, so took our long last night from 38.10. Again, took profit at 38.70. Exited the position at 38.55. Oh, and a lot of people wanted to short this last night. It was the wrong move to do. So ideally, I'm still looking. I'd still like to see a liquidity run up to 39.40, 39.30, 39.70. 39.40, 39.70. Sorry, I misspoke again. That's where I'd like to enter for a liquidity grab and enter into my short position from here. Again, on a confirmed break of 39.70, if this level gets reclaimed as support, then again, we just long to 42.50. Ideally, 4,500, 4,600 is really, but 42.50 is where I'll be taking initial profits off the table and adjusting my stop loss to break even. So that'll be a validation of a break. And I'm not really leaning that way. If I had to trade my bias or trade my opinion, which I won't, but if I had to give my opinion, I do believe just about everything points to moving down. All the indicators on the higher time frames are crossing under. Everything is getting relatively oversold. We have a consolidation level, and generally after this blow off top, I do view this broadly as the beginning of a downtrend and broadly as an opportunity to short. In a downtrend, remember, retracements to the upside or pumps or whatever are opportunities to re-enter into your short position. In an uptrend, retracements are for the opportunities of buying. Anyways, I don't view this. This is a strong uptrend. As you can see, we have pumps, consolidations, pumps, consolidations, pumps. And now we have dump, consolidation, dump. And I view this as a weak rally to the upside, butting back into resistance. But again, you have, the nice thing about trading with clearly defined levels is that you know what to do. This is very simple. So right now, everything under here is an opportunity to short. Everything under here is an opportunity to short. Ideally, you want to short at higher levels. Everything above here is an opportunity to long. It's simple. All right. Did I say I'm long right now? No. I took profit on my long. Peter, good to see you, man. It was just a little scalp. I just looked at the chart last night. 38.10, took the long at 38.70 is actually where I took profits just this morning, just right before the stream actually, and then exited at 38.55, which is where my stop went to after I took profit. And again, you can ask anybody ask the guys in the members lounge. That's exactly what I posted last night. Crypto Fat says, please assess Digibyte. It's up 20% in 3 days. Yeah, man. We'll take a look at DGB. We looked at it yesterday. I'm just going to take a random guess and say it's pumped just like everything else. So there's some coins that I got my eye on. Pretty much. If I give you guys a broad assessment, never buy into the tops of big candles. If you see a very large pump candle, never look to buy into the top. Always wait for a retracement. It doesn't matter if it runs up another 50 or 100%. Doesn't matter to me. I don't buy the tops of candles. Does not matter to me. Given that indicators are looking at short, alts will also go down. So can you look at BNB? So I'd like to confirm the bias of everybody else and say that we are going into a sustained alt season, or that alt season is going to last for a few months. Bitcoin dominance is going down, so I would not be surprised if we can continue to see pumps from altcoins. Again, not everything is pump that's going to pump. We've had a lot of accumulation, and I wouldn't be surprised to see Bitcoin continue to drop off. Again, I would not be surprised to see Bitcoin not really do anything for a while. It does. We might not be on the edge. Again, everybody thought we were going to tune in Monday and see a 10% drop to the downside. Well, we didn't see that. What are we seeing? We've seen weak movement up, weak movement down, weak movement up, weak movement down. Bitcoin remains relatively boring. So again, I think the correct thing to do is to position yourself in the proper direction for Bitcoin, in a position that you're comfortable holding open. And so and that's why you don't want to be like just willy-nilly entering. If you're going to scalp Bitcoin, enter near levels of support, or enter on liquidity grabs to the downside, or enter short position. That's long positions, and enter short positions near levels of resistance. Okay. I don't think that price is going to move very far before you're proven wrong, because again, we've only moved 7% in since the 4th, which is pretty slow for Bitcoin, to be quite honest. And again, that's been up and down and up and down. So this is all relatively boring level of consolidation, where we have a clearly defined. So looking at this range, we have a clearly defined range high, range low, and equilibrium. So when price returns to equilibrium, generally you go long. Below equilibrium, you go short. And when price hits the range low, you typically look to go long. And when price reaches the range high, you look to go short, because you're only going to be wrong once. You're going to be wrong once. When Moon, when Lambo, when NWO. Sweater. Sunday. Jasper says Sunday. Confirmed, man. The bull market is confirmed. Anyways. So let's, again, we did this yesterday, and none of this stuff's going to be super indicative, but let's go to the 24-hour time frame and just keep in mind where our important levels are. Wick down just a little bit below the daily 21 exponential moving average on MEX, still holding the 55. As I talked about yesterday, again, we still have the upside momentum by price being above the 55 exponential moving average on the daily time frame, as well as the 8 and the 21 being above the 55 as well. So bullish indications, but just in general, we do see consolidation, because as much as they're slightly tilted up and listing lazily to the upside, overall, I look at this as consolidation, which it clearly is. The EMA is moving. The EMA is moving sideways and flattening out more as we continue price. In fact, as you can see, the faster EMAs are just going sideways just now, confirming the sideways trend. So looking to short from the yellow box or any range around here. And That's about it. That's about it. The only thing that I'm looking to go long for are scalps until we clearly take out this level and establish 3970 as support. That's the only real position along that I'm looking for, and that's really what I'm concerned with. It's a positional position at this point in time. Otherwise, I'm going to be focused on alts. Is what I'm going to be focused on, man. Does background color blue indicate sorcery? Yes, sorcery. Yes, it does. Capitulation. Hit those likes, fam. Big trading, alts keeping BTC more stable-ish. Well, BTC being stable is letting alts be bullish. DGB, BSD, boom, buy, Bitsend, DGB. I do not think that word means what you think it means. When capitulation started. Oh shit, man. Okay. All right, nothing's changed for Ichimoku either. We almost came down to touch the Kijun, still being suppressed by the Tenkan-san as well, and still inside the cloud. So if you're being overly bullish, you are still looking for that edge-to-edge trade. Again, you can see that I do have that resistance line a little bit below, front running the top of the Kumo cloud. That's all the way up at 4750. Now, don't think we're going to hit that level. Again, you can see that I actually have resistance at 4624. We've talked about that at length, why that level is where it is, and again, not a level that I see anybody else talking about. So let's go to the tether chart, just so I can elucidate on that just a little bit. As you can see, you do have previous resistance right here. You have a level that's re-pulled back down and tested as support, and then you have price disrespect that area. When you have a level that should act as demand, and it is disrespected, you expect it to act as fairly significant resistance on the way back up. Now, does price necessarily have to stop if we enter into a bullish trend? Does price have to stop at that level? It does not. All I'm saying is that that is the level on the chart for me if I do enter into more of a bullish positional trade or scale into a larger position on the clear break of 4250, for example, which is not just to clarify, that's not what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be taking profit at 4250, adjusting my stop loss to break even, or probably most likely profit at that point in time. But would not be surprised to see the pullback to the level of 4,000 after 4250 sit, and then continuing up to 4,500. But that is the level where I will definitely be reducing my risk and being out of my position, and then I will look for a clear break of that level if we do get there, and then I'll be looking at price going up most likely to come into the vicinity of the ceiling, or excuse me, of the floor right now. Or excuse me, it is the ceiling, 5750 to 6,000, which is still a very strong sell on the first pass through. That's the level that needs to get taken out before we can get our moon boots on and look for higher price appreciation. So don't know. I'm not gonna do the crystal ball thing and tell you guys when that's gonna happen. If I had to bet on one thing, it would be that will happen. So that's probably the, if I have to be, and again, I try to be as genuine as I can on the show because that's just who I am. But I'm a long-term believer in Bitcoin, so you do have to understand that I approach Bitcoin from a fundamentally bullish perspective. But DGB. All right, geez, go look at it, man. You said you would and never did. I looked at DGB yesterday. Chill, bro. Would you please looking at Bitcoin on the yearly period? I need your advice for HODL. Anything under 3,000 is probably a good buy. And in fact, I talked about this yesterday. Like, if you're looking for a long-term position in Bitcoin, I think that if you're not looking at these prices as relatively attractive as opposed to 10,000, 12,000, 15,000, 18,000, where a lot of people bought, then I don't think you understand scale. Again, if I had to, if you told me that if you were going to give me $100,000 right now and I had to put it in one thing, I'd probably put it in Bitcoin. Okay. So hopefully that's helpful, guys. Hopefully that's helpful. We're watching two critical levels on the chart. We are watching 3,800 and we're watching 3,970. Okay. Any kind of movement back into any kind of movement back into my range right here, we're looking to short. Anything above this level, but it can't just go above, right? It has to close above. It has to close above and convincingly reestablish that level as support. So something like this. Boop. That is what I'd be entering on. I'd be entering on this or this, okay? And we're looking for a clear break of 3,800 to the downside. So, and that has to be convincing. So, but most likely something like that. All right. All right. Let's get to the schedule, man. If you had just $100, what would I put it in? Arby's, most likely. Arby's and prepaid cell phone cards. Okay. Dun, 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 dun. All right, let's get to this, guys. We want to look at some alts. EMC2 BTC. Let's get it, bro. Funny story. Funny story, guys. So remember, I started trading cryptocurrency in 2016. Okay, March of 2016 was when I bought my first Bitcoin, and it was on my birthday. Excuse me. And Bittrex. So the first trade that I made on, so I started trading on Poloniex, right? The first trade that I made on Bittrex, okay, was EMC2, was Einsteinium. Because the chart looked good when I started trading crypto on Bittrex. So my very first trade on Bittrex was EMC2, and here's the thing, man. Like, I logged on to Bittrex and I had done my charts, I had done my analysis, but I wanted to do a few tests on Bittrex, right? Because I traded on Poloniex, but this was my first time on Bittrex. So whenever I get onto an exchange, and again, now I'm an old hat at crypto exchanges, but and trading in general, but every exchange is unique. You want to understand the interface, you want to understand how their order limits work. And honestly, being real with you, coming from MetaTrader and coming from other assets, and again, people have asked me why I'm not using MetaTrader for crypto anymore, but I'm just not. It was a big hurdle to get over, man, is having the lack of features that you have in Forex that you have for trading options. OCO orders, for example, like are amazingly like just not anywhere. And this is why I like trading on BitMEX, because you've got your OCO orders, you've got trailing stops. The only bad thing that people complain about BitMEX is system overload. You should have your limit orders in critical areas and stop trying to aggressively market buy into pumps or dumps, because you're probably going to just get it wicked out, because at the moment that you're going to enter, price is probably going to go in the opposite direction. And the Wix, which sucks, but that's just because of the thin order books. It's not manipulation. It's just what you're going to get in a market with thin order books. All right, period. Like, it's manipulation is generally what people scream when they have 20x longed an altcoin or 50x longed Bitcoin and gotten spanked. Okay, so let's look at the daily time frame, just so we can get some clear perspective on where we're going here. All right. Daily time frame, let's check in with time transformation. All right, let's see here. Do see a little bit where that's coming from. All right, sorry, we got to zoom out. I want to see if we can get some bullish, or excuse me, some bearish divergence. Here, and here. Okay, yeah. So it does seem like we are getting an indication of bearish regular divergence on the daily time frame from EMC2, which honestly doesn't surprise me. Let's look at some critical levels here. Okay. Okay. Break of resistance, consolidation, and pullback to establish that is new support, and then a very violent movement up. Pullback to establish new resistance as support, and a violent stab up. So you don't really have a good level to pull back to. You're right here. You are here. All right. You have your last significant turning area in the markets. This is the last area where price really turned around and put in some nice bullish 100% rallies back in Einsteinium. And then you broke through that level, pulled back, and confirmed that area as resistance. So this level should, by all rights, should have been resistance. So the only thing that it could be now is support. But it's unconfirmed as support. So actually, so it's probably going to be stronger on the first pass through. All right, so double tap, double bottom off support. A couple nice 100% runs and rallies there. You end up just entering into a very long downtrend from April all the way down into what, October, September. You have a nice little run. You have a nice little 100% run. You have a nice little double top there. Pull back down, long period of consolidation from December until now. And you have another nice little 120% run. All right, so the question is, bro, did you buy an accumulation, or are you trying to buy the market top? And again, I'm not calling it the market top, but I'm just saying it's going to help me. Let me roll up and see if I got any comments from Eli. Turd Ferguson says, I've done well turning 1 BTC into 0.17 BTC, so anything is possible, man. If I had just $100, what would I put it in? Bitcoin, man. R torrential, the 3 hour if you're the 1 hour if you're being extremely aggressive, the 3 hour if you're being the regular level of aggressive, 8 hour if you're being very conservative. Okay, where were we going here? Sorry. The air here is like stuffy, man. It's hot. It's really hot here. Got to get a fan in here, but then that's going to be really loud on the mic. Any hoosers. Okay. So I want to see a bullish reaction off this level of support. Broadly speaking, if something's in a bullish trend, pullbacks are opportunities to go long. But being near a significant level like this, which was previous resistance, this could either be a very strong level of support, and we could see whatever, maybe probably another 100%. But I need to see a bullish reaction off of it. Otherwise, I have to look at things like, for example, bearish divergence here on the Fisher transform. So as we can see, price made a high right here on the daily time frame at resistance, pulled back, gave you a nice another little what, 3%, 20% pump, sorry, 20% pump. But the oscillator is forming a lower high. That's classic bearish divergence. ATR skyrocketing very high. Even if we look at Wadatar explosion, we can actually see that volume is a little bit on the decline right here, which is what we're going to see in a pullback. But anyways, I digress. So it does look good. It has the potential to be good. Why? Because you've broken resistance and you're pulling back to retest that resistance as new support. But you need to really trade above this level right here, 2394. If you trade above 2394, that's a validation level or an initiation level. If you trade above that level, you have confirmation that this is support, and you can enter into a trade on a trade above this level, and you can manage your risk at the new level of support. Because if you enter now, you have an issue of managing risk. Where are you going to set your stop loss? 25% below? 12% below? When you run the risk of having a liquidity grab down to the zone, because this area hasn't been tested. What the heck just happened? So this is an area of liquidity that hasn't been tested. So if price failed from here, this is the area where I'd be putting, where I would be looking for the next potential bullish signal. So that area is coming around like 1650, I'd say. 1650 is probably a good area. Land Sinkum, thanks so much for the follow on Twitch. Good to see you. I don't think I have stream labels running. Let me see if I can't get that back up. Sorry. Stream labels. Dun 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 dun. Thank you so much, Xanthimus. Thank you so much for smashing the like button, guys. And if you guys like the content, always appreciate that like button smash like a Hulk. Let's see here. Casey Taylor says, "Hey man, I appreciate all the streams. Can we check out Vet if you get a time? If you get the time, yeah, sure, dude. I'd like to look at that. Vet seems a lot of people are talking about that. So generally, when a lot of people start talking about Vet, probably time to take profit. But we'll take it. We'll see what the chart looks like, man." Bruce, hey, good to see you. Thank you so much for joining. He says, "Hey Justin, don't dig your daylight savings." You know what? I don't like it either. If I made the rules, it'd just be 6 p.m. all day long. It wouldn't even, things wouldn't even change. It should be 6 p.m. It's my favorite time of the day. I got a clash with the boys' bedtime and supper. Catch the first half later. Hey, no problem. No problem. Down south in Africa. Ahoy. Did someone just say they were looking for bullish signals on a shitcoin chart? Yeah. That was me. So anyways, yeah, Eli, here's the thing, man. This is an area where I'm definitely wanting to take profit and move my stop loss to break even wherever I bought in, because if we break this level, I don't see us turning around anywhere except for a liquidity grab right here. That's going to be congruent with roughly a retest of previous resistance, but that's already happened. So since that's already happened, right? So you hit resistance, you pulled back to a previous level of, you hit resistance, pulled back down to your previous level of resistance, tested that as support, and then bounced off another, 50, 60%? Let's see here. What was the girth of this candle? 20%. And zoom in here. So about 24%. Yeah, about 24%. So being that as it is, since you've already pulled back and tested this level as support, resistance turned new support, it's unlikely that price turns around exactly there again, because that is going to be an area on the chart where people are going to be looking at. So whenever you have a level on the chart that a lot of people are likely to see, usually doesn't end up holding up, because people buy here and then they generally get triggered. So this is where I would actually have my limit in, if you wanted to blindly limit by this. But again, you run into a level of managing risk. So you always want to get bullish confirmation, and generally instead of blindly buying something. Now, I mean, one strategy that you can't, because again, your stop loss, you're talking about 20% stop losses, which is fine, because 20% stop loss doesn't matter if you position size properly. So something that you can do, and this is an alternative to going all in with your strategy, is scaling into a position. So for example, let's look at, we'll do the example here. So let's say that you think that price is going to turn around here. You've done your analysis, and for whatever reason, whatever strategy that you're using, you have determined that that 1655 or whatever, we'll just use that, is the area where you want to go in. And you're going to limit buy here, and you're going to sell. I would manage risk here. But let's just say you're going to sell at 1408. Well, that's a 15% wonk and stop loss. And you might be saying to yourself, well, Justin, if I have a 15% stop loss, that means that I'm going to lose 15% of my account. Incorrect. What you need to do is you need to position size properly. So let's say you have a $5,000 account. $5,000 account, if you're using a 3% risk amount, is going to be $150 per trade, meaning per trade, you are generally willing to lose $150, okay? $150 per trade. That's 3% of your account, meaning that you can have many losers before you blow out your account, as opposed to risking, let's say, 50% of your account per trade. Thank you so much, 18 Mile Creek. I appreciate that. What ATR multiplier to take profits on the 1 hour time? It's the same, man. It's 1.5 and it's 1.5, 1, 2, and 3. You're going to have bigger targets on higher time frames. So what you can do is you can use, but if you want to be conservative, you could use the hourly time frame to do your entries, and use the higher time frames to manage your risk. Especially when you're dealing with something as volatile as cryptocurrency, you shouldn't be setting support and resistance on the hourly time frame. You should be setting support and resistance on the 8-hour time frame and above. Yes, it is Smoke That. Yes, that is the One Piece theme song. I must have been doing it unconsciously, so I've had that stuff. I've had it on in the background. Yeah. Oh shoot, Texas Blues. Yeah, for sure, man. Actually, I'm gonna look at lumens before DGB. I got you, dude. I got you, my dude. Is ZERP ready to climb? What Thoro coin did in the past few days? Is it for real? Listen, got to head to my job. Hiker gear and crypto for life. Thanks, Justin. Hey, take it easy, Gypsy Hill. Good to see you. No, none of this stuff's for real. Alt season, listen, in general, I think that this is a little bit different because we're seeing lots of altcoins pump across the board. So I don't want to deflate the sales of anybody, and I'm not going to call the market top. I'm not going to do that. When the market seems to be trending strongly, I'm not going to be the asshole who says, hey guys, we're just going to turn around. I've been saying that for a long time, and I've been right because the market in general has not been overall bullish. But Bitcoin is sideways. Bitcoin is fairly boring. Altcoins are having a very nice run and rally of it. And if you're not taking advantage of that, you don't know how to play crypto because opportunities like this don't come around all the time, right? Things that pump up 100%. I mean, people just got rich. People just got rich. And again, that's not the right way to think about it because if you missed a lot of movements and you're struggling to get into positions now, don't, okay? Because there is a difference between catching moon pumps. So again, let me just 100% walk back everything that I said, but not just walk it back, clarify it a little bit. There's two ways to trade in this game. Okay, there's the way that miners and hodlers trade, which is very risky, right? Which is very risky. So you either accumulate coins at prices that you think are cheap, which is risky, or you mine a bunch of coins, or you stake a bunch of coins, or you accumulate a lot of coins, or you scam people for a bunch of coins, right? And then you sell when they pump, all right? Whether that pump is 20% or 100% or 50%, you don't matter. If you see a bunch of green candles, you're looking to sell. Again, you need to develop the courage to sell. If you want to catch tops, then you need to sell when the candle is green and not when it's red. But if you want to catch trends in general, you're going to end up selling on a red candle in most of the cases because price is going to pull back down to an invalidation level and you're going to exit the trade. So there's a difference between all that, and there's a difference between having a consistent trading strategy that you can profit in and day out. Now that's my approach. Sir C, thanks so much for the sub on YouTube. Now that's my personal approach because that's my approach. I don't know. It works for me. There is definitely good things to be done with trading. Have you heard about e-credits? No, never heard of it. Satoshi Nakafamo says, what's up, everyone? Another fake out day. Great. Yeah, for Bitcoin, yes, absolutely. Meanwhile, most shitcoins up 100%. Encash. Sir C, I see what you mean. WTF is that? Okay, so let me finish with EMC. I want to get through these chart requests, guys. EMC2, man. Okay, so I mean, it's as simple as that, man. It's as simple as that. We're waiting for a bullish reaction off of this level to confirm that it is support. So if 2383 gets broken, then we can manage our stop at right here at 2159, which is pretty wide, but again, just position size properly, man. It's about a 10% stop. That's not too bad. That's acceptable for a shitcoin. So where could we go after this? Let's see. Again, I do want to point out the potential positives. So we want to see a volume spike like this. So can we get a third one? Can we get a third one? We've had 1, 2. Can we get a third one? I don't know. Seems unlikely. It's not something I'd buy, man. You can grab it up if it breaks that level of 2383 and manage risk, but just make sure you position size properly, man. So let's look at, we're on our higher time frames. Let's look at our EMOs. See where we're at. Okay, above everything. Look at, yep, well above the daily cloud. Well above the daily cloud. Okay, now we're gonna have to go to VPVR then. All right, yep. Rejecting from a pretty significant high volume node, and you've kind of got a sticky area right here. So let's target, seems right here. This is actually pretty rough. Okay, so let's just look at the market from there, because that's all we're dealing with. We're just dealing with this phase of the market cycle, and we're not really dealing with all that shit that happened before. Well, obviously an SFP, or liquidity grab above the previous swing high, wouldn't rule out, and that's also congruent with a low volume node. But looking over here to the left, I'm going to refine that level here to be congruent with a level of support and resistance, or to front run a level of support and resistance. Comfortable with that. And then you've got a level of resistance right here at 2781 in this zone right here, 2800. And then the next level that I'd probably look to take profit is I'm going to be honest, man. I don't feel 100% comfortable, or I don't feel it's very valid to be looking at the price targets like this. I mean, if this thing goes up, I mean, you're looking for maybe 15, 20% more, and then you're just moving your stop loss up, and you're out when it stops out, man. That's the best way to ride trends. Unless you're going to use, let's say, like 8-hour EMAs or 8-hour itchy. You can use 8-hour EMAs or 8-hour itchy. And whenever you get a close under your 21, for example, on the EMAs, or whenever you get a close under your Kijun-san for your itchy, for example, you can be out of the trade. The Tenkan-san if you want to be aggressive, but itchy is going to work better. You just offset that by using a lower time frame. So yeah, man, that's my thought. Get a nice bounce off this level. If we look at the 8-hour time frame, we do see a little bit of sideways consolidation. One might even say, oh my God, it's a falling wedge. One might say, oh my God, it's a bull flag. Oh my God, it's a bull pennant. It looks symmetrical to me in nature. So generally symmetrical consolidation at the top of a movement to the upside is generally continuation. So, but we need to see confirmation of that. So we need to see a nice close. We need to see a nice trade above 2383, and then we can manage our risk right here. So this level wouldn't be the best actually based on support and resistance, but it's the first low volume node that you're going to run into. I believe that other one, so just to mark out a zone on the chart though for you, I believe that other one was, and then we're going to move on. I believe that other one was, I believe that other one was right, yeah, it's pretty chunky. I'd say this area, just front run this previous HVN. It's congruent with the liquidity grab over here, 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 and here. And you're also front running HVN resistance, which is a little bit more consolidation-y right there. And it was previous support right here. Yeah, I'm pretty good with those. And again, view these as zones, man. View these as zones, not hard lines. Okay. We'll check back in tomorrow to see if we've pumped up another 50% or if we've dumped 80%. Either scenario is very likely. Thorcoin, WTF is that? Mustafa Frywan says, can you please take a look on the BTC dominance chart and compare it with the market clap? I'm gonna sneeze. Excuse me. Compare it with the market cap, exclude Bitcoin chart. I think liquidity moved from Bitcoin to the alts. Well, yeah, I don't need to look at. Yeah, I completely agree with you. I don't have to. I definitely don't have to. I don't have to look at the dominance in the market cap to see that. Yes, clear. Yes, absolutely. The liquidity has flown into the altcoins. Yes, 100% for sure. Bro, do you have your mouse on max sensitivity? Pointer travels faster than the speed of light. Yes, I do. Maybe I should slow it down a little bit or just move my mouse slower. That's actually something that happens in some of our webinars. Did my computer freeze up, or what the heck just happened? Nope. Okay. Maybe I'll try to move that down a little bit. Jasper says, currently we have a 1 to 10 viewers to likes ratios. That sucks. Hit the thumbs up if you want to see a stream tomorrow. Research shows that intelligent people talk fast and have mouse settings on max sensitivity. Didn't you know? Oh, that's good stuff, man. Okay, so EMC2, knock that out. Eli, hopefully you're good with that, man. As always, be careful, man. You do pick some interesting some coin-a-roonies, man. Oh shoot, we gotta go look at the spiders real quick. SPX BTC. You can tell I've been in this space too long, man. Oh my dear lord. Let's go look at the spider. All right, not bad. Pulling back to test resistance again. Let's see if we get a triple tap on that bad boy right there. Again, I talked about this yesterday, the two areas that I kind of had my eye on for a pullback. 2600 is the main area that I'm keeping my eye on here, which is not congruent with this. Again, oh, I have to adjust the chart. Fantastic. Fantastic. Anyways, but yeah, keeping my eye still on that $2,600 level. And we'll see. All right. Yep. So nothing's really changed. Nothing's really changed. No volume. Volume sucks. We have this nice declining volume on the movement up. And I think this is most likely going to be the beginning of a significant retracement. Now, so when I say significant retracement in the SPX, what do I really mean? What do I need to see? The healthier the pullback, the better the continuation of the uptrend can be. So this is not a very healthy pullback. I'd like to see a healthier pullback down here to tap liquidity below 2,600. And we'll see. Nah, slowing down is not allowed, only speeding up. All right, what's next on the schedule? Lumens. Check out that Lumens. In general, good. Yeah, in general, really good, man. That looks good. That looks really good. You had a clear breakout right here of your resistance level right here. On the BTC, volume looks really good. ATR is really good. Daily time transformation is crossing above the zero, has crossed above the zero line, is not in overbought territory yet. You haven't butted up against serious resistance yet. You still got a ways to go. Obviously, you got front run here for profit taking, which makes sense. But this looks good, man. I'm not going to lie. Lumens looks good, man. And it's kind of flying high on some fundamental news. Doesn't look bad. You've got resistance right here. So just look out. If we can take out this level, then most likely we'll go to raid this previous high right here. Seems logical to me. Let's see here. Let's look at our daily EMAs. Running up on our 100 and 200 exponential moving average right now. Let's see if we can get over those. You got your 8 crossing your 55. So this is where you want to. Since we don't have any other strong levels right here, we do see some nice confluence between our 55 and previous consolidation right here. So we had a little bit of a block right here. Again, you can see where I measured the resistance block right here at this level, just the zone of resistance. So let's see. We pulled back. Yeah, we pulled back and grabbed liquidity here. Makes sense. So you have a zone that is in validation right here. I would say anything too conservative. But in general, anything below this or anything here is where I'd be looking to add. But we've already tapped it twice, so just be careful. Again, the healthier the pullback, the stronger the continuation can be. And I don't want to be overly excited about altcoins because it is what it is. But I'm not going to be the guy that's saying, hey guys, we're at the market top when everything seems to be trending fairly strongly. You ride the trend, man. Daily Heikin-Ashi trend is good. All your EMAs are just now starting to cross up on the daily time frame. You're running into your last level of resistance. If you can get above these EMAs, then you're pretty much blue sky, man. Not blue sky breakout, but you know what I mean. And you're in the cloud, man. You're in the cloud. So we charted this the last time. Here's the top of the cloud. Here's your take profit target for the edge-to-edge trade, 33.96. 33.96. Especially if you can take out those EMAs and you can take out this level of resistance. I don't see anything really stopping you from there, man. Yeah, we've got some pretty good confluence there with your Kijun Sun, and you've got that level of invalidation below you. So. How is tofu coin? Probably not very tasty. I once met a guy who talked super slow and I thought he was retarded. Turns out he solved quantum physics problems in the back of his mind. Why I bored the shit out of him. It's the same index, Robert. It's the same index. All right, let's see here. Correct, Bruce. Yes, edge-to-edge trading is a common strategy using Ichimoku. Okay, let's refine this just a little bit. VPVR, lasers warming. Yep, confirming you. So you've got this nice little cluster of high volume nodes right here coming in around 2881. Again, that's a level of consolidation, but looking at the higher timeframes, I think, well, we've pretty much gone on our tear. So we had, as you can see, low volume gap right here. So this has been mostly filled. So let's get back up. Let's get above this resistance level, and we can talk about higher targets. But again, I don't think it looks bad. Got a nice clear invalidation level to add to, and anything below this level, anything closing below this level, then you're not looking to re-add until you get back down here. And you're hoping that this lower cluster does act as support. But not bad, man. Not bad. We need to break out from this zone. This zone needs to act. So another way to look at it is like slingshotting, man. So we were consolidating in this level, weren't able to turn around. The selling pressure was too strong. Slingshotted us down to a new level of consolidation where the bulls are giving us a nice try. Bulls are trying to accumulate. Now we're getting a good reaction from that level. But it has to be a good enough reaction to slingshot us back to this level, right? And then we can slingshot from this level back to another level of consolidation, and then another level of consolidation. Yeah, starting to get chunky, man. What about Kung Fu coin and MMA coin? Crypto Fight Club, man. Crypto Fight Club. All right, guys, I'm going to take a quick break, man. I'm going to just go grab some water. When we come back, we got another half hour of this. We already looked at, okay, so we looked at the spider. We're going to look at Digibyte and VeChain, and if we got time for anything else, we will. Guys, go over to freemmo.krakencryptocurrency.com if you guys would like to win some MMO coin, guys. MMOpro.org, MMOcoin.pro, MMOpro.org. If you guys want to check out their community or check out the information on the coin, download their wallet. It's good to stay, guys. Let's see here. freemmo.pro.org. Here you guys go. Log in using any of your existing social media accounts. So again, the bear market's been rough on us, guys. So any opportunity that we can do to help you guys out and promote the community and promote good projects that are friends of the show, we'll do our utmost to do that, guys. So please tell me upgrades to Kung Fu coin are in belt colors. Yes. Yeah, probably similar to Stop the Bullshit coin. Yeah. Very, very similar, man. All right, guys, I'll be right back, guys. Don't go anywhere. You guys can go check out that giveaway while you're gone, or you guys can go read that little bit of news nugget on the SEC. Dun, 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 dun. Hey, what's going on, guys? Thank you so much for joining me, rejoining me, staying with me. One of the two. One of the two, one of the two, one of the two. All right. See if we can't fix the Twitch followers. Nope, it still glitches out. So sorry about that, guys. Did I get stream labels up and running? I don't think that I did. Don't see it anywhere. Unless it's hiding from me. Unless it's hiding. Let's see here. Okay, good. I have an opinion on BTT, but I need to look at DGB. Nice. Good trade for anybody who got in on that. This is exactly what I laid out what the last time somebody asked me to look at DGB. Resistance, broken, take profit, take profit, take profit, resistance. Seems like that worked out pretty good. Same thing, resistance, broken, take profit, take profit. That's a pretty serious wick, man. That's a lot of selling, though. That's a lot of selling. That's gonna need to see something to overcome, man. Time transformation, daily time frame, just about to cross into overbought territory. Not quite yet. Let's see here. If we top here, it'll be regular bearish divergence as well. It's going to take one candle to confirm that. It does actually have to cross. Not cross, excuse me. It does have to start pointing down. Clayton really announced in a roundabout way that ETH isn't a security. Yeah, that's the way I'm definitely interpreting it. We're a bunch of ungrateful ones, aren't we? It is what it is, man. Check engine, no problem, man. Yeah, that's going to take some time to overcome, man. That's some pretty significant selling, man. Up 9.25%, so immediately giving back 13% of DGB's valuation. Now, I like DGB. It's one of those decent coins, man. It's very blockchainy. No, it's a good coin, man. From a perspective, like it's not, it's not a scammy ICO coin. But it looks like just about everything else, man. Having a nice, but again, the market's trending up, man. The altcoin market is trending up. I definitely don't want to pop the bubble of the. I don't want to take the sales out of the altcoin season. So what are we looking for here, man? What are we looking for here? This wouldn't be a bad area for a retest. Previous take profit level, previous swing high. Not exactly a strong level of liquidity, not exactly a strong level of support. I probably don't want to do anything with this today. I want to see how this decline shakes out, see how much this gets bought back into. Really, this is kind of a take no position trade now until you get back above 393. You get back above 393, you reclaim that level, and you can go for the next day profit levels. Maybe, something like that. Probably not quite like that, but you guys get the point. Yeah, things don't move straight up, but in crypto sometimes they do. So, anyways, but that's a very nice parabolic movement there from DGB. So, let's see if we pull back to 322 and establish that as new support, as strong support. If we do, then again, you can just take another run at these levels. You got another 20% range there. Let's see if we trade in this range for a while or if we break out to the upside, man. I wouldn't want to do anything here for a day or two, at the very least. Let's go down to the lower time frames. See if there's anything on the table. 8-hour time frame, looking like a confirmation of that. Probably coming down again. Yeah, secondary candle getting sold into as well. We'll see if we can overcome the sellers though. But again, the level to keep your eye on is 393. 3-hour and the 8-hour time frame was overbought. 3-hour time frame looking overbought as well. No bearish divergence. Was there bearish divergence on the 8-hour time frame? Yeah. Looks to be most likely going to be bearish divergence in the 8-hour time frame as well. Interesting 3-hour chart. Yeah, nice significant rejection, long-legged doji. Thank you so much, Time Transformation. Really appreciate that. 16% trade you gave us just by following the rules. 15-minute chart. Well, on the lower time frames, listen, if we consolidate sideways here and form a symmetrical pattern, again, symmetrical pattern will most likely break to the downside since it's happening here about in the midway of the range. So you can see you've pretty much given about 50% of that bullish retracement back already. You're consolidating around the 50%, around the 50% level of that last run up. Yeah. Yep. Pull back, almost hit your 786. So you can make the case for the fib trade, the purchase of the 618, the sell of the 236. Going to be a 10% trade. And you could, I wouldn't take it though. It's not the trade I'd take. It's not the trade I'd take. I'm more concerned with the break at 393 and the move to 474. That's really what I'm interested in. Or the holding of support of 322 and then the retest of these levels of take profit. There you go, man. Okay. Recur. Vet. V-chain. Gonna look at the V-chain, he-chain. Many alts pumping, but I missed most of them. Do you think they will go on after a short pullback? Yeah, I actually do. I actually think that we will most likely have a little bit of continuation for this alt season. For this latest edition of alt season 2019. That's the dream, man. I'd like to see this go on for maybe a week. But again, could come crashing back down on us. All depends on Bitcoin. But as long as Bitcoin remains sideways, altcoins will probably continue to pump. Again, there's a lot of altcoins that haven't pumped yet, so just look for the ones that haven't pumped, bro. My phone has been quiet for an hour. Looks like the pumps are over. Pullback time, man. Just for fun, let's look at Raven coin. No pump. No pump from Raven. Just dump. That's because Raven pumped early. Hey, Ricky, I don't really mind people coming in here and talking about tools that they like, but that's like the third time I've seen you reference that, which I know is also a paid service. So I'm going to have to ask you to cool it on that, man. No free advertisement in the chat, please. Let's see here. Sorry, what am I supposed to look at? Vet BTC. All right. Oh, same thing, man. Show me something good. Looks good. Clear break of resistance. Haven't had a pullback yet for an entry. Look at. Ooh. That's nice. Time transformation isn't overbought. Let's look at the daily time frame. Yeah, TT isn't overbought. In fact, the daily is just crossing above the zero line. This could be good, man. VeChain could go for a while. I know there's a lot. I've seen a lot in my inbox about VeChain, man. Just lately. So when I say that, what that means is that there's a lot of positive sentiment coming from the trading community. And for good reason, man. Long period of consolidation, multiple taps to that resistance level, and now a clear break. Do something like an equilibrium swing. 153 would be an equilibrium swing of that trading range. And let's measure daily. Okay, that's what I want to do. So let's go from. So let's play devil's advocate here and let's do. Hey, what's going on, Freeman? It's good to see you, man. I hate when people call small price movements pumps and dumps so irritating. Okay, so price is currently trading at 136. Looking at Quadriga. Again, I don't know if I want to buy at this price. In fact, I'm pretty sure that I don't. I want to buy a confirmed SR flip, not a large candle. So I was just thinking about that comment, Red 5 Golf Gunny, and I apologize if it annoys you, but I mean, what else do you want to call it? Like a small price, like 13% is a small price movement. That's kind of life changing. Maybe not life changing, but consistently over a period of time, that's a very large price movement. That's not a small price movement. And generally, what we see in cryptocurrency, or what we've seen over the past year, is movements like this and then immediate retracement. So pump and dump, like that. I don't know what you call them, man. They pump and then they dump. So anyways, managing risk at 125. See, I would want to see the confirmed SR flip though. So if we pull back to 128, and have a bullish reaction off of here, then I'd be okay with managing risk at 125. Then I'd be okay with that. In fact, my stop would probably be lower, but that's if we close below, then I exit my position and I don't have to wait for my stop to get hit. But if we just wick down, I'm not too worried about it again. So anyways, let's measure from here. So what were our take profit targets here? So 126, 132, and 139. What we hit all those take profit targets from this candle right here. So the only buy signal that I see on VeChain right now is just the fact that we've crossed above the zero line, which actually would have occurred on the last candle. So that actually would have occurred right here. So the trending signal would have come here on this candle right here. You could have made the argument for this one right here, but it wasn't a confirmed cross above. But as you can see right here, the time transformation is confirmed crossing above the zero line on this candle right here. And looking down at our volume confirmation indicator, you can see that bullish volume is above the explosion level on what it's are. So that's a buy. And then you look at Quadriga to measure take profit and risk. Your stop loss would have been at 111. And your take profit targets would have been and again, price at that point in time was 120. So your take profit targets are 126, 132, and 139. So congrats. You've done well. VeChain doing things right now. So let's go to the lower time frames. See, now that's that shit I don't like. Let's see how this 8-hour candle closes. We got 5 hours for it to close, but it's looking like it's an evening star. Yeah, it's an evening star trying to hold this level of previous resistance as new support. So we'll see. You get a bullish reaction off of this level again. The next levels to be watching for potential take profit targets, but again, keep in mind that I use ATR for take profit targets. Are going to be 147 and 158. Those are your next levels of significant resistance. So again, if we can reclaim this level of 135 around this zone right here, if we can reclaim this zone as support, then we could potentially push higher. But again, I want to see a bullish reaction off of it, which right now we are seeing that level get bought up. So let's see. Next levels to target for a retest are going to be 128. Getting below 128, things start to look bad. Getting below 128, most likely price doesn't turn on until liquidity grab below 116. So target probably 114 would be a good buy. Let's see how this shakes out. I think I'm going to wait. If I do anything, I'm going to wait for the 8-hour candle to close. See if this closes as an evening star and we get retracement, or if we hold this level of support and we push higher. %13 is really a lot overall. 13, yeah, we're degens, man. 13%. Damn it! If we don't get out at the exact top, it's just not good enough. All right. Back over to Bitcoin. Doing nothing. Checking with our pal Ethereum. Not feeling too bad. Got filled at 134. So I am short Ethereum. But anyways, I think we'll actually probably push back into this level. I'd like to see this level get tapped. This is looking like it's probably going to be an SR flip. SimPower71, thanks so much for the follow on Twitch, man. Good looking out. ZilBTC is getting some bullish volume. Let's see if we can get above some major resistance. Let's take a look. Let me finish looking at Ethereum right here real quick. Boom. Yep. Liquidity grabbed. SFP stop loss up. Boom. Back up to resistance level and entry right here. Getting a close above this level, then we retarget 143, 144. And close above 147, we go to the goddamn moon. To the fucking moon, man. The moon of $180, most likely. Most likely. Oh, give me a home where Ethereum roams. And it goes down to 118. And pays my utility bills for the next 6 months. Moving on. VET. Let's go check out ZIL. So interesting. ZIL and PPT, Populous. Populoso. Zilloquois. Quebecois. Zilloquois, Quebecois. 8-hour buy signal. Ooh, those two wouldn't have served you very well. Ooh, ouch. Gotta adjust this. No? I get, oh, there we go. Bam, calculate advanced price action, and let's bring it back up to the default. Yeah, there we go. Much better. Much better. Filtered out a lot of that noise. Yeah, buy signal right here, sell signal right there, sell signal right there. Those would have been good shorts if you could short it, but obviously you can't short these alts. This looks pretty good, man. Yeah, this looks pretty good. Bottom, test of resistance, high or low, retest, after some nice consolidation to the downside. Decent volume. Yeah, dude, you got a buy signal, man. Time transformation is crossing above the 0 line. I mean, you do technically have to wait for the candle to close. It won't close for 5 hours. But TT above the 0 line and bullish volume above the explosion line. That's a buy signal. Looks good, man. Let's look at CC EMA. Yep, you're above your 200 exponential. You're just hitting your 100 exponential. You get above that, you're good to go, man. That's your last level of resistance that's in your face. Looking at Ichimoku, you're butting up against the cloud, man. So if you can close and break up in this cloud, you got your moonshot target set for, where's the top of the cloud right now? Right here, 515. Boom. 515. Let's go to Quadrigo and manage some risk, man. 443. Makes sense. 443, and your first take profit target is 480. Where you take some profit off the table. Reduce risk, 494. 508. Yeah, that looks pretty good, dude. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Sorry, Jasper. Hey, man. Jasper, you're the fucking man, dude. Yeoman's work. Me, where the buffaloes roam. And Zilliqua can go to the moon. Dun, 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 dun. No, I wasn't kidding, Jasper. I really mean it. You're the man. Okay, 30. Mm-hmm. He led the others with a quack, 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 quack. But the one little duck with the feather on his back. Nothing, tra-la-la. Where's the chat? Casey Taylor says, I need a time transformation vid. What's the better public time transformer indicator to be using, and does it need any special settings? So my time transformation indicator is based off of the Fisher transform algo. So you can just use the Fisher transform on TradingView. It is based off the most popular Eller's algo for the Fisher transform. So just type in Fisher transform. The default one's good. Why are you giving me problems? Is this one not like altcoins? Is that what it is? Yeah, something's funky here. Shouldn't be doing that. Let me take a look at I'll look at the code. I had to do this for Wadatar the other day. Back. 1s, 2. So either it's just so it's having a problem, man. Yeah. It's got a problem with altcoins apparently. You guys, let me know if you see the same thing. So look, you can see the difference, right? So here's the Fisher, right? And I've just made time transformation more responsive. Okay. So look, see where it tops like right here and gives you a cross under on this right here. You wouldn't have got that on the regular time. You wouldn't have got that on the regular Fisher until this candle right here. And it's so smooth, that you end up filtering out a lot of actionable buy signals because crypto does move so damn fast. So you can just see the difference, man. And then there's things built into time transformation that do allow you to smooth it out. And actually, I talked about this. Yesterday, so I'll talk about it again. I gotta go here in a few minutes, but this is the. I'll show you guys the new version or the new indicator that I'm working on. Is this one right here. So I don't have the settings on this right. So it's basically the same thing. Or no, it's actually not. It's not the same thing quite at all. But it's still based off the Fisher algo, but I'm smoothing everything out so that you're able to get better signals. So this is going to be more of a trending indicator rather than a reversal indicator, because it needs volume confirmation as well as wave crosses to enter into a position. So it does really good on XBTUSD, but I just need to refine it. So probably another month of working on that one, honestly. And then I'm going to have to test it, because I'm back testing it right now. And then of course I need to feature test it with small capital account. Just got on anything crazy I missed? Yeah, Justin singing skills about 5 minutes ago. Oh, you get a repeat. Yeah, sorry, that's what I was going to say. Yeah, and then I also have a, as Robert did point out. Thanks, Robert. Good to see you in here, man. I do have a webinar. It's about an hour long where I fully describe how to use all the features of time transformation. Until you are in toddler mode, I need to get you on Rockabye Lullabies. No, I got a toddler, man. So. Why aren't there many cryptocurrencies listed as sponsors for this year's consensus? Or was last year's just a crap one that nobody cared to be a sponsor again? Or did I miss something? Yeah, last year was a pretty rough year, man. Dan says use the other Fisher transform by Ellers. So I did see one on there by H Potter. H Potter's a pretty good script writer. So I would assume. Okay, so it works good on Tether. Does it just not like Bitcoin pairings? No. So there was just something. Okay, so that's a lot of liquidity and volume. Well, let's try, like, does it not like, what about Omise Go? Yeah, it doesn't like Omise Go. Doesn't like it. Yeah. So I'll tell you what, man. I might not do it tonight, but because I'm going to be busy this week moving, and it's a little rough just managing the signals for the trading group just this week. But luckily, I got a lot of support and backing and help on that. So, let's see here. Let's see. See some strategies. I'd be wary of those. I looked at all of them, and they. So yeah, this one by H Potter's probably going to be decent. I have no idea what algo he's using. Okay, so his is a little different, but this is close to the standard. Yeah, that's close to the standard. So yeah, the one by H Potter is going to be good. I play around with that. Yeah, when it's all done, man. EYCH Potter. No disrespect, but sir, please call people by their proper names. No, I'd love to, man. I only know him as H. Potter. Faz, bro, I don't know what you mean, man. Ibama76. I haven't put alerts in there yet. I'm working on they will, just like with time transformation. So if we look at time transformation alerts, bull bear crosses, downtrend, uptrend, unnatural volume, and all your divergences. You've got alerts for all those. You set those all up, man, you're good to go. Yeah, Compassion will have all that as well. But again, the primary thing is making sure that it's profitable. So I have to design a strategy around it that is profitable, or an indicator that's useful. Is the goal. All right, it's 2, guys. You guys know what time that is. We've laughed. We've cried. We've looked at shit coins. Heck, we might have even taken a few trades on some shit coins. We've laughed. We've cried. We've been short on Ethereum since 134. We've laughed. We've cried. We scalped Bitcoin to the upside right now and are waiting for another pump back up, potentially to re-enter into a short or a breakdown of 3,800. Guys, thank you so much for joining me. You guys have been awesome, amazing, fantastic, awesome, cool people. You guys are sweet. I love all of you. Thank you so much for joining me. A lot of viewers today. Thank you so much. I'm just kidding, man. Harry Potter, of course. Sorry, guys. I didn't get a chance to look at ZERT, man. But I will say that the chart doesn't look bad. Actually, it looks pretty good. But I talked about how I am trying to set up for a very significant downside short on ZERT, but not at the current price. Not at the current price. You're gonna nerds. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. So let me switch over here, guys. So we are proud supporter of the show, guys. mmopro.org, mmocoin.pro. You guys go check them out. Download their wallet. Get some staking action going on, guys. They're available on a lot of exchanges. Coinmarketcap.com. You guys can go check them out. We're going to be doing the giveaway for 2 weeks, guys. So you guys have an opportunity to win 5,000 MMO, just like X42. It's a coin that you can stake. It's a coin that you can use. We've got some more information about MMO and some of the stuff that they do. So we'll talk about that as we move forward with the giveaway. But anyways, let's see here. What was I going to say? Yeah, so go to freemmo.crackingcryptocurrency.com. You guys can get in on your chance to win 5,000 MMO coin. Oh, so we started posting my market updates and insights on the blog right now. Now, this week, they're probably going to be like a day late potentially because I'm doing a lot of moving this week. But hopefully we'll get that all done and these will be posted regularly. So as you can see here, if you guys missed the stream or if you guys want to see like more, just more clearly like what my analysis looks like, what are the levels that I look at when I'm analyzing a chart, how do I approach a chart, you guys can always go check those out at crackingcryptocurrency.com/blog, as well as the latest posts from our contributors and authors in the team. This will also give you a good idea of what charts and signals and trades are going to look like in the premium group if you're not a member. So Anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining me today. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, sarcastic remarks, or death threats, please leave them in the comment section down below or popping them in the Discord, guys, discord.crackingcryptocurrency.com. And I want to leave you guys with a question, as always, guys. What volume indicators are you using? So again, we went over indicators that you can use to confirm an entry or exit signal, right? So what do you use? Are you using volume? Are you using volatility? If you're not, I recommend that you do. But if you're not, I'd like to hear your alternatives. What basket of indicators, what combination are you using? I did talk about how I was going to choose. So I think that I might have missed something that I said yesterday. So I just want to go and make sure. I'm going to look at yesterday's video. Hark, a small red candle over yonder. Sort by newest version. Okay, guys. So nobody hit the qualifications. That's okay. But I talked about yesterday how if somebody left a comment in the comment section about what combination of indicators were they using, I would pick a random commenter and tip some free coin in the Discord. I don't see that anybody left that comment. That's cool. Doesn't hurt my feelings. But I'll offer that same opportunity today. So the question is, what kind of volume indicator are you using? If you leave your comment in the comment section down below, I will pick a random commenter and tip them some coin in the Discord tomorrow with PandaBot. That's about it, guys. Yeah. All right. I'm going to get on out of here, guys, because I'm starving and I need to continue on with the moving and I need to monitor some trades as we move forward, guys. So thank you guys so much for joining me. I will catch you guys tomorrow. And until tomorrow, guys, trade safely.